This is your general reading for the sign of Aries for the remainder of September of 2025. Aries, this is a very enlightening time for you. I am pulling this reading on the night of the full blood moon, which also is the lunar eclipse. Some astrological dates and time frames that we want to be aware of are going to be, because this is for the remainder of September, September 21st through the 22nd, there'll be a partial solar eclipse in Virgo, which is your 6th house. This is a good time to launch and start new routines, health journeys, diets, exercise, also new structures when it comes to work. So we want to really put a focus on those routines, those patterns, bringing in new structures from around the 21st to the 22nd of September during that lunar eclipse. On the 22nd of September, Mars will enter Scorpio. What we want to focus on is anything that has to do with strategy. You want to dig deep, dive deep, focus on your goals, your ambition, anything that requires planning, strategy. Now is the time to do that. And then we'll finish up our astrological update on September 24th when Mars will enter Pluto, or Mars will square Pluto, I'm sorry. You can expect probably some power dynamics around this time, whether this is work, your family, maybe even arguments or some harshness with people around you. So just approach this time with care. Try not to use your temper to the best of your ability. Think logically, reasonably, and really focus on kind of the intention you want to set forward. It's also okay to say no and decide, I'd like to have this conversation, I would like to make this achievement, but right now is not my focus of energy. So with that in mind, let's pull your general reading. Now, in my general readings, anything can come out, elements of love, work, career, kind of what's happening with you. Because this is a general reading, please take what applies to you and leave the rest for somebody else. I'll be reading for quite a few energies here, so if you feel like this hits home, that's good news. Aries, the first card we have out is the Chariot. So with the Chariot, that tells us we need to take action. We need to take action on something, whether this is relationship, work opportunity, just focus goals. Keep pulling cards, but in addition to needing to take that action forward, you probably are a little bit scatterbrained. You have goals, you have ambitions, you have things that want to be done, but we just haven't really taken the true time to do it. You have depth to it, you have the will, the want to, but we need to go ahead and take action. So you probably need to have a little bit of self-control and focus your time and effort on those goals. Next out, we have our Four of Cups. So this is really a card of being curious about something, thinking about those goals, thinking about the coulda, shoulda, wouldas, thinking about the what ifs. So if you have been considering making a change, taking an action, right now we're in a heavy energy of release. So if you are really kind of stuck in your day-to-day activities, your day-to-day life, I would definitely think about the things that make you happy and the areas that you want to progress. Because right now we're just sort of sitting on it. So I would focus a lot of time and energy into really taking those next steps and stop thinking, start taking some action. Three of Pearls in reverse is a closed off energy, perhaps in alliance with wanting to make a change, take a chance. We're afraid of rejection. So something I would encourage you is that your risk reward factors, so there's no risk that is not worth taking. If there has been something you want to pursue but you're worried about what other people are going to think, I wouldn't put a lot of effort or focus into that. I would really use this time to focus on the what if that is positive. So if you're afraid to make this leap of faith, if you're afraid to make this change, if you're stuck in a relationship that's not going anywhere, but you've invested a lot of time and you're afraid of what other people will think, you're afraid of the opinions from other people, maybe you're afraid to even ask that person something because you're afraid of rejection, I would make sure that we don't live there, because risks are definitely worth taking. Then we have our Seven of Cups. That is to really make a decision based on your intuition, your gut instincts, your feelings, your inner compass. We need to make a decision on whatever the situation is to you. I always say the first thing that comes to mind, we all sort of know this is going to look different for everybody. but follow your intuition. You need to make a choice or a decision. The way the energy is in this current moment, you're going to be forced to make a decision one way or another. And so you might find that kind of your hands are tied. So I would make whatever decision this is for this new opportunity to be able to siphon that energy through and receive good. Two of Swords in reverse had popped out. That is a card of sort of hiding. So you're hiding, you're evading tough conversations, tough situations. You are maneuvering around without super clarity. You're just really trying to hide from whatever this is that you either want to accomplish, get rid of, clear through, push forward to achieve. So the decision that you need to make really is heavily revolving around your lack of action. So again, think of what this is for you, because it's really holding weight on something. It's really holding weight in your life, and I would encourage you to push through. And we have our King of Wands in reverse. Our King of Wands is really having expectations that are pretty high, whether that's for yourself or somebody else. Maybe you feel bad that the expectations you had on this situation were, just not all that it was cracked up to be. So I think that it's good to have high expectations, especially of yourself, but you want to make sure that in exchange, we're not trying to mold somebody else's point of view to, what we expect. If you're tired of asking somebody the same repetitive thing, I would take this time to really cycle out, is it worth me continuing to push and to pursue, and is this really for my highest good? Is this person really helping me to achieve what it is that I want to achieve? I would really do some inner soul searching when it comes to that. Then we had our Knight of Pearls that's jumped out. That is being stuck in an energy that is really stagnant. It's not going anywhere. It's not going to go anywhere. Whether that's based on your own stubbornness or the stubbornness of somebody else. Again, this can be work. This can be love. This can be relationships with friends and family and other co-workers. But we want to make sure that whatever change this is or whatever goal you want to achieve, we really need to make a decision on this. You're definitely being encouraged to make a decision moving forward that is, and I would take that seriously and actually make that decision sooner rather than later. I would take heightened action to make this happen, because I think that you're just stuck, and until you clear out the path for that next kind of chapter of your life, whatever that looks like, I think you're going to be a little bit unhappy with what you're receiving from the universe and within your own life. And then we pulled our Eternal Soul Oracle card here. That one's very pretty. So that is making sure that, again, we follow the guiding light that's within us. We have the answer, but we're sort of like walking away from the light. We're sort of evading those challenges and those struggles. We need to definitely push forward and make this decision. You're very strong. You have the light. You have the guidance. And then we have, I experience once in a lifetime opportunities multiple times per day. This is going to be your, kind of guiding light affirmation for the remainder of September. We probably need to remind ourselves that, you open up the opportunities that you want to bring in. You open up the opportunities that you want to receive. So I would focus on acknowledging and giving yourself a daily affirmation that you receive those opportunities multiple times per day. You are in control, and bring in those opportunities. So Aries, that's all I have for you today, and I hope this helps. We'll see you on the next reading. Happy lunar eclipse and full moon.